and thank you all so much for joining me today. Today we are doing the Scorpio TarotScope for October 2019. We will be using the Spirit Keepers Tarot, the Vitruvian Edition by Mademoiselle Wynn. These cards are amazeballs. I absolutely love these cards. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started by clearing out any negative energy that may be existing. Okay, Spirit, what do you have for Scorpio for October 2019? Any messages or guidance for Scorpio? What do you have? What does Scorpio need to know? What do we need to be aware of? Any guidance for Scorpio? Any guidance at all? Thank you, Spirit. Scorpio for October. Okay, that's our sign. One more time, one more time. All right, that's it. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so now we are going to be looking for our significator card. Very last card. There she is. So, Scorpio, it looks like your focus for October is going to be on personal economics, property, money matters, material resources, assets, and liabilities. So we're going to be talking all about your Benjamins. Let's see what Spirit is trying to tell us. Okay. We have quite a few this time. That's perfectly fine. As long as we get the message that Spirit is trying to get to us. And our first card is the Ivory Shield. You are shielded against ailments, disease, and infirmity. Malefic energies that can cause malady or emotional afflictions are present in your space, challenging your vitality. And so the Ivory Shield appears in your path to help you preserve your own wellness. Under the Ivory Shield, you are being sheltered from a worse malady that this queen has seen coming your way. What is to come is lessened, but you still have inner soul journeying to do on your own. Strengthen that which is in the realm of your emotions and soul, and you shall strengthen the body. When the Queen of Chalices appears, she is here to give you shelter, to accompany you by your side as you make your way out of danger. She is your defender as you walk through the valley of shadows. Know that she is present. Know that you are not alone in your dark hour. Card number 2, the Journeyman. The Journeyman is the spirit of apprenticeship, of perfecting one's craft, of routine work that leads to mastery. This is also the spirit of prudence. When the Journeyman appears to you, you are being called to apply discipline, a strong work ethic, and perseverance to hone your skills in a particular trade. The Journeyman is the grind of dedicated work, practice, and careful methodical study of a specialized craft. Note the herbs set into a master's staff. This is prophetic of an adept who is currently an apprentice, but who will someday exceed the master. It has been foretold. You will become the warrior, or the erudite, or perhaps it is the healer. One of these three paths manifested. That is the prophecy of the Journeyman. Even magic and genius requires toil, determination, and hard work. Behind the Journeyman and into the dark woods, can you see the forest through the trees? When the Journeyman appears to you, look again at your surroundings. Can you discern the holistic pattern from the details? Try to understand the bigger picture. The Eight of Orbs expresses the perfecting of your craft and being methodical in the ways you hone your skills. You possess a natural talent already. Now you need to train yourself so that you can take that talent to heightened levels of productivity and success. In medieval trade, the Journeyman is the rank of a craftsman between new apprentice and master. You've already established a proficiency for your craft, but you have not peaked yet. Stay humble, modest, methodical, and continue to work hard. Then the day will come when you far exceed many masters. Do not rest on the promises made by destiny. Determine the future for yourself and labor in every way necessary to craft that outcome. Card number 3, the Healer. This is the star of the Magi, Queen of infinite space. You have overcome a brutal yet necessary trial in your life, and now your holy guardian angel returns as the healer to nurse your battle wounds. The Holy Guardian Angel manifests as Our Lady of the Stars to heal your broken world. She sheds a tear of compassion, feeling your pain as her own. She pours from one chalice into the great salt sea of awareness, purifying the soul and unconsciousness, and from the other onto the material plane, healing the physical realm and restoring the body. This key is a blessing. She is curative love who meets and embraces you after you have survived the gauntlet of adversity. In Key 17, the Titan goddess of nocturnal oracles, Asteria, the starry one, mother of Hecate, can appear in revelations to the seeker. Your angel, your inner divine genius, sheds a tear because your pain is the angel's pain. Yet, lest we forget, this is the spirit of hope, the spirit of agape love, and the spirit of divine beauty. An 8-pointed star, the seal of prophets, a reference to the Islamic prophecy of the messenger, and star of the Magi, radiates overhead, casting its light down onto your world. When this world is being overrun with darkness and injustice, or the teachings of the paths are being corrupted, divinity will send a prophet to restore light and justice and clear the teachings of the paths. This star, the seal, is also emblematic of the Masonic keystone, which is the center stone that holds an archway together. The keystone represents enlightenment and stability at the peak point. The star of the Magi is also faith. Faith is expressed through communion with divinity and service to humanity. The smaller stars form the constellation Aquarius. The Aquarian mission is to understand life's mysteries, to serve a greater good, and to be a champion for that greater good. The healer's companion, a scarlet ibis, flies close. The ibis here is symbolic of Thoth, the ancient Egyptian god of the sciences, the inspiration for Hermes in medieval alchemy, Hermeticism, and even Middle Eastern magic. In the distance, the structure of the tower has been restored, visible along the horizon, this time built in accordance with the divine will. The healer appears to mend what was broken. Capus Dei, capable of receiving the divine. The mind is formed in the image of God, and in that it is capable of divinity. Your capacity of holding divinity within you is now being revealed. The goblets pour forth hope and faith. Hope and faith in yourself that you are capable of greatness. Key 17 is the star of the Magi, and when the healer appears to you, the fragments of your broken world will be healed. This is the omen of restoration, of rebuilding, salving, and alleviating your pains. The lotus blossom of the healer depicted on the card sends this message to you. No mud, no lotus. Suffering is the mud in which the lotus flower of divine awakening can grow. When the healer is making her presence known to you, it is the prophecy that a blessing is soon to be conferred. Card number 4, the Conservator. Conservator. Sorry. Duh. A human figure with a goat's head, embodying Capricornus, sits upon an unseen throne. The figure also calls to mind Baphomet, or the Sabbatic goat, symbolizing the sum total of the knowledge availed in this universe and the materialized product of astral light. We also see an association to Pan, and thus, here in the suit of orbs, in the realm of fours, we see the product of created nature. The Conservator is the maintenance, work, investments, and natural resources needed in reign, rule, and order. This is the spirit presented in your life path when you are demonstrating an inordinate attachment to the material. This is earthly power you are clinging desperately to, at the expense of greater spiritual realization. The Conservator is both the spirit of that which is empirical and orderly, efficient and pragmatic, and also that which is self-serving, covetous, and parsimonious. Here we also see the horned god. Card number 5, the Demon. The Demon, with its serpent tail, bat wings outstretched, and the head of the goat, has chained the lovers, the dragon and phoenix. In Renaissance Europe, bats were associated with demons, darkness, ghosts, but also intelligence. In biblical mythos, the bat is the enemy of the light. Since the bat was observed to sleep upside down, the bat also came to symbolize the disruption of the natural order. Another name for the demon is melancholia. The serpent's tail bears his relationship with the magus. The demon also calls to mind the Opetaurus in Greek mythology, part bull and part serpent. The entrails of the Opetaurus have the power to defeat the gods when burned. You know you've begun the final prong of your spiritual journey when you're thrust into battle with the Typhon. This is the mental and emotional chains of bondage you must break. And to break those chains, you must see clearly that those chains have always been an illusion. To break the chains, you have to break the illusion. Though he has cast an illusion that he controls the chains of binding the lovers, the ends of his chains, which go off frame, do not in fact link to the chains around the dragon and phoenix. The demon is a beneficent spirit from your inner universe who appears to you when you are letting your beast take control over yourself. When you have been letting the darker, destructive aspects of human nature prevail over your own spirituality, the demon will appear in an effort to redirect you on the rectified path. While the name of the spirit conjures supernatural and sinister denotations, put simply, the demon is the primordial spirit of harm, and more often than not, self-harm. This is self-sabotage. Even when your conscious intent appears to be to hurt others, your subconscious intent is to punish yourself. An introverted alchemical symbol of the squared circle appears in front of the demon's belly, indicating the sacral chakra. At his crown is the astrological glyph for the south lunar node. Together, the symbols reveal the demon's relationship with the force, its parallel counterpart back to the second septenary. The demon is beneficent here because it is the divinity that compels humanity to confront that which they fear, because that is necessary for actualizing your God within. This is the spirit that guides you to confront what you are avoiding. The demon is the personification of interferences that undermine our pursuit of our aspirations or the advancement of our knowledge and wisdom. The demon is that which holds us back. When the demon appears, you are letting forces of harm inhibit your progress. You have been surrendering your self-control. The demon is thus trying to alert you to manipulation, abuse, deception, or undue influences that are causing you sabotage in the long term. The demon is a sign of impairment. The action to take now is to battle the Typhon and overcome that manipulation. Break yourself free from the undue influences that are causing you harm. There is no easy way around the battle to come, and there is no avoiding the battle. You will need to exert an extraordinary amount of strength to defeat your Typhon. Card number 6, Bread of Life. This Ace of Orbs prognosticates plenitude and well-being to come. Walls that blocked you before come down, and you are about to gain access. In the bottom right, there is an image of an illuminated Virgin Mother. She is at the entrance of a dark cave. The outer walls of the cave are etched with the letters from various ancient ideographic writing systems. Pre-Columbian Aztec Nahuatl logograms, Egyptian hieroglyphs, Chinese oracle bone script, Old Persian cuneiform, ancient Aramaic, the Proto-Canaanite alphabet, the Ge'ez script from the Horn of Africa, Old Nubian, Elder Futhark runes, and Hebrew. The Wall of Ancient Languages makes reference to some of the essential natures of how Earth comes from air. In the opening of the four worlds telling the story of creation, air begets earth. The formative world opens into the active world. And the Word became flesh and lived among us, and we have seen his glory, the glory as of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. Inside the cave is the sacred orb, the essential ingredient in the recipe for the bread of life. This portends your receiving of that essential ingredient you've been searching for, that completes the formula for you. The orb is set within a hexagonal six-pointed geometric pattern, symbolizing God's role as a sacred geometer. This is the geometric blueprint for the origins of the universe. There are 3 pine cones inside the cave, 2 at the bottom and 1 in the top left corner. The pine cones symbolize enlightenment and the sacred seed within that can be nurtured into divinity. The pine cone is an emblem of divine wisdom, spiritual ascension, and immortality. You are coming into realization of your greatest power and potential. This is the root of the powers of Earth. When spiritual alchemy of Earth is about to materialize in your world as a productive investment. Gains in your assets or resources, gains in property or commerce, and matters of economics. There are strong ties here to that which is occulted and the esoteric. You come into revelation of that which had been concealed to you before. The Ace of Orbs endows you with beginning access to the sacred mysteries and the beginning stage of acquiring the gift of prophecy, which is what will help you uncover for yourself the bread of life. The quality of this ace is fruition, the fruit born after achievement. In a reading, the Ace of Orbs pretends that you have now acquired all of the ingredients for and the knowledge of how to produce your bread of life. When this card appears to you in a reading, you are about to receive that which shall nourish you spiritually and also bring you a sense of worldly prosperity. What is to come will feed the many. The color associated with the Ace of Orbs is black for putrefaction, or the state of decomposition and decay, because after the full bloom of fruit, the branches will wither and the seasonal cycle repeats itself back to the beginning. This beginning, though, will lead to accomplishment. The Ace of Orbs is the first sign of movement from darkness into the light. To ensure movement onward into the light, release, banish, and take control. New life, as promised by the Ace of Orbs, will come only after you've cut the cords that still bind you to that which no longer serves. At this stage, the sacred seed has been given to you, but you still have to sow it. And to sow it, it is plunged deep into the darkness of the earth before it springs forth and sees the light again. Card number 7, the Destroyer. If you fear being conquered, then you pave the way for your own defeat. The Destroy is rune personified. Here you are watching the Dance of Kali, a wave of catharsis crashing onto the shores of your psyche. The destroyer is downfall as a consequence of our acts. There has been a fall from grace. The destroyer appearing before you can be an omen from a death spirit or a triple goddess motif portending doom, destruction, or plunder. And yet defeat will reveal your hidden powers. Learn from this, and you will never lose again. The gods acknowledge a profound injustice has transpired. A punishment does not fit the crime. Rightful sovereignty is brought down by malevolent and petty forces. Nevertheless, the gods give light. If you have erred to let pride or glory corrupt you, then the destroyer is here to cut down that pride and glory so that you might find your way back onto the rectified path of wisdom. If you have been unduly betrayed or hurt by another, then the destroyer is here to pull the swords out from your back and will ravage vengeance on your behalf. What goes around will come around. The destroyer is here to warn you of deception afoot, treachery, perhaps even treason that threatens your well-being. Be cautious of your environment and who you're trusting. You may bleed and you may fall, but your gods will never leave your side. Card number 8, the Dynasty. The Dynasty is wealth multiplied. In the foreground, the old man faces the young man. They personify inheritance, legacy, and the multi-generational dynasty. This card portends advancing prestige. The Dynasty is the spirit of collective power that strengthens a tribe. The theme here is successorship. It can also suggest the personal impact on you of much greater national or global affairs. Something greater is going on and the collective has reached down to directly affect you at the individual and personal level. What the Ten of Orbs portends is gains to be had from that impact. The Ten of Orbs also can indicate the gift of good physical health or a reawakening of your strengths. While the Ten of Orbs marks a pinnacle of material wealth and success, the Book of Thoth reminds us that the success will quickly go inert, and from that inertia degenerate and rot, if the pinnacle is not immediately put to productive use towards the greater good. Thus, with the benefits and gains you shall reap, you must redirect those benefits and gains towards a greater good. Do not harvest all of the blessings for yourself. The spirit of the dynasty with its influence from Mercury and Virgo can signify social influence or even ideological influence. The power and capacity to sway culture. The dynasty appearing before you can also signify excellence in the arts and letters, scholarship, education, or occupational training. Card number 9, the Shining Winds. The Shining Winds is alchemizing the elemental nature of air to win a battle. Transmuted air is the qualities of fluidity and heat. Fluidity is the quality the Shining Winds endows you with. And the alchemical instructions this spirit brings to you now is this: conform to a shape of reference that is around you and be a flowing form of energy. While yielding yourself to the established forms and framework around you, accelerate your activities because the conditions are ripe for your advancement and you will make great progress soon. This spirit is the active key of illuminated consciousness, the confirmation of a fully formed idea bound for manifestation, so long as progressive action is taken. When the Knight of Swords appears to you, mind and body are acting in collaboration towards achieving your goal. This is the card that prophesies imminent victory, so long as you continue your proactive progress along the path that you have chosen. The Shining Winds is the card that confirms full realization and understanding of a dilemma and figuring out how to troubleshoot or solve that dilemma. Now, what is left to do is to act upon the solution. This card also marks the need to change your personality so that you can advance further on your path so that mind and body can be aligned. Shift your mindset and you will accomplish more. And our final card is New World Order. This is the crown of the Magi. It is both the beginning and the end of the great work. It is oneness with the great calling and the final state of actualizing divine consciousness. Key 21 marks the world to come, heaven on earth, and the materializing of a new paradise. This is a spirit present upon your path after change has taken place. This is the spirit you encounter when a cycle has come to its completion. At the center is a pelican with its wings outstretched, who has pierced her own heart and is now feeding her young. A set of 3 nestlings at her feet, suckling upon 3 rivulets of their mother's blood. In old medieval lore, it is believed that in times of need, a mother pelican will pierce her own breast with her beak and feed her young with blood. Thus, the pelican became an allegory for the Messiah and the self-sacrifice of Christ. Great balance and stability come when the catalyst has succeeded at creating a new zeitgeist. You are the New World Order who brings positive change to the zeitgeist. You are the catalyst. This is the spirit of you succeeding at creating the change you have wanted to see in your world. What do you see in your world right now that is broken or causes suffering? What is your dream of how your world can be repaired? The New World Order is the spirit ready and by your side, aiding you, guiding you, so that you can truly and fully embody the catalyst to a most wonderful change, a change that will make the world you live in a much better place for everyone. The New World Order ushers in a period of renaissance and unification. When Key 21 appears to you, it is a divinatory mark of a new epoch in your life. When it comes, dramatic changes to your world happen. This is the spirit of a great power rising. The New World Order is the spirit personification of a newfound peace, one that will be stable and enduring. That peace ushers in a period of prosperity and a sense of security. All is balanced. This is the prime order of power of social change. The allegory of the Messiah embedded into Key 21 appears to you now to remind you that your suffering and the suffering of the world is your burden. Know yourself as a perpetrator, not a victim. Do not look for what the world has done to you. See what you have done to the world. Determine what it is you need to do, how you must act in a manner that shoulders responsibility so that you can confront not only your own suffering, but the suffering of this world and rectify it. Take ownership to take control. The New World Order is the rectification of past adversity. It is only when you accept hardship and affliction, truly accept it, that you can transform yourself psychologically, physiologically, psychologically, and spiritually. Okay, Scorpio, you've got a lot going on in your financial department. The demon has made an appearance to let us know that there is a problem. This is usually in the form of an addiction. Determine what your demon is. It could be smoking, drinking, drugs, sex, and or just spending too much money. The chains that bind you are an illusion. Break away from the demon and set yourself free. I know that money has been tight. Hold on to what you have. Now would be a really good time to make a budget and stick with it. Don't get caught up in the material world. The universe has much bigger plans for you. You may have been stabbed in the back or fallen victim to foul play.
That may be the reason that your finances aren't so great right now. This is rock bottom, and the only way to go from here is up. The end of your suffering has come. Whatever has caused your suffering has reached its peak. Spirit is with you to remove the obstacles that are causing you pain and to help you heal. You are being shielded by your angels and ancestors. You're not alone during this time. Look within for answers. An angel has been sent to you to heal what is broken. Your blessings are on their way. Have hope and faith, but most importantly, believe in your ancestors and yourself. But don't rely on prophecy alone. You know that you will succeed, but you still have to do your part. Keep moving forward. You are almost there. You've been given everything you need to get back on track. It is now up to you to grow your own wealth and prosperity. Remember, seeds need to be fed, watered, and nurtured before they bloom. This is not an overnight process. It requires both action and patience. The conditions around you are ripe and ready for the picking. You will make great progress. Go forth and conquer. All you need to do to achieve success is clear your mind, gain clarity, and focus on your end goal. Take action. Your wealth and prosperity is going to be multiplied. Make sure that you do not squander it. Make a plan and put it to good use. This is your legacy. Make it count. Do what you have to do. You are the change. Your possibilities are limitless. You have come full circle.
I hope that today's message has resonated with you and will help lead you and guide you through the month of October. If you would like a more personal and detailed reading, please go over to my website at www.conjureknits.com. I offer phone sessions, video readings, and chat readings. Also, be sure to check out my shop while you are there. I hope you all have a very beautiful October and love you bunches!